Hi, Brian Jones. It's really great to have you here today. You are the broker owner of Jones Heritage Realtors, and you're located in Pittsburg, Kansas.
Correct. And
Well,
it's
thanks for being here. You've got a great story that,
Thank you, Lee.
yeah, people are going to be so impressed. I'm Lee Gray. I'm Coach Lee Gray with Action Coach Business Coaching, and this is the Business Spotlight. And I am interviewing business owners and entrepreneurs so that people can hear your story. I think that sometimes we think that business just happens, but boy, it's a lot. And I know that you have a great story to tell. So tell us about your business and how long you've been doing it, and give us a little history of your firm because you've got quite a firm history.
My grandfather started Jones Heritage back in 1905, so I'm third generation. Um, I've been doing it since 1978, so 46 years. Did it right out of college and have enjoyed it. The fun part about some of it is my father wouldn't let me work for him for when I got my license. He says, "You won't learn anything from me. You need to go someplace else." So I went to Kansas City for about 6 months to learn some things. I kept seeing people list houses with other folks instead of listing it with Jones Heritage. And I decided I needed to move back to Pittsburgh because I knew those folks and I thought they should be listing it with us.
Oh,
And it worked out really well because my dad was glad to have me back. And I'm a small town guy. I like Pittsburgh. It's the
yeah.
right size for me. We're very lucky that it has a 4-year university. Um, and it's home to me and I like being here. I'm a homebody, I guess. I
Yeah.
do travel, but not as much. I don't go overseas or anything like that because I'm 6'9", and I think people will think, okay, he's not from around here.
That's interesting that you would think that, but yeah, you absolutely would, right?
Yeah.
I think they can spot an American anyway in most countries because of that.
But
Yeah.
it's just been one of those things. And so for the last 46 years, I've been involved here in Pittsburgh, helping people with their real estate needs.
Mhm.
And I've enjoyed it tremendously.
Well, and I think I'm going to ask you some more questions also, but I want to ask you, you said when we talked earlier that you're not just you're involved in the community, which helps you be a better real estate broker, real estate agent. Tell me about a couple of the boards you serve on and why you're passionate about those boards.
Well, I've I serve on the Pittsburgh Area Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, um, because I get a lot of knowledge of what's going on in Pittsburgh. And it's also because I've been president or chairman of the board twice. Nobody goes back and does it twice. Brian
Mm.
decided they needed me to go fire somebody. And so I came back in and I fired somebody.
Ooh.
But yeah, I know it wasn't a fun time, but they needed it. And I said, okay. And it worked. I've been on the Rotary Board of Directors
Okay.
locally. I've been a Rotarian for I can't tell you how many years. I bet you 46 years, I guess, because my dad got me into Rotary when I got out of college. And then I'm on the Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas.
Mhm.
And they're the largest federal health clinic in the state of Kansas,
Oh,
not
okay.
only in miles of where we are, but also in a number of employees. Um, we do we get a lot of health care to folks all over southeast Kansas.
Wow.
Um, we go as far north as Pleasanton and Mound City, and as far south. We just now have crossed the border. We are now in Grove and Miami, Oklahoma, and we're heading into Bartlesville.
Okay.
Um, so we keep growing. Um, and that's good because we're helping people get health. And that's not only medical health, but also dental, behavioral. We do a lot of that. And it's one of my favorite boards to be on, to tell you the truth, because of all the things that we've been able to accomplish. And it's like the Chamber of Commerce, all the things that we've been able to accomplish there to help make Pittsburgh a better community. And if Pittsburgh grows, we're the only city in southeast Kansas that's grown in population in the last 10 years.
Oh my gosh, that's a
And
big deal.
yeah, It's really is cool. And part of that is, I'm assuming, is because we're the largest manufacturing hub in Southeast Kansas. We also
Mhm.
have the university, which makes a big difference for bringing people in. But when you think that community health employs close to 800 people, and we have a hospital here that is being sold. Ascension owned it, and now they're selling it to Mercy, and that'll take over as of July 1. So there's changes going on all the time, bringing in lots of folks. To be exact, this afternoon I will be doing a video chat with a new dentist coming to town for community health. So we'll be buying them a house here in Pittsburgh when they come.
Wow. So that is a boy, there'll be people who want to know more about that. So you bring the professionals in and help them get there in order to serve the healthcare needs of that community. There's probably no other way to do that. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody, right? That's a brilliant idea. And so you said 1,800 people are involved in that community health. That's a big company.
It's there's
A lot.
800 involved, but they have um, and those range from not only here in Pittsburgh but in other locations around.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's the main headquarters for them. We had our board of directors meeting yesterday, which lasts about 3 hours or more
Mm,
because
a
of
lot to
all the
cover.
things that we have to go through and go over.
Yeah.
But it's good because, again, I learned lots of information about what's happening and what we're doing to help people get health care. The
Mm-hmm.
stories that they have accomplished, if you got bad teeth and you're a young kid, you don't want to study, you don't want to do anything. So if we can get you to a dentist and help you get your teeth taken care of, or get you the medicine you need, or help you with um, your problems,
Mm-hmm.
you become a better, more productive student or person to get along in society. And we've been very, very fortunate. And because we are a federal health clinic, um, we're doing quite well. We really are, and we work well with all the local hospitals. I mean, we're not trying to take anything away from the hospitals. We use them. There's no doubt about it, for delivering babies, for all the other things that we do. So it comes in very helpful and very handy to be on that board.
Well, congratulations for the success you've had with that. I mean, helping a lot of people, and and it doesn't have anything to do with real estate, but it does
It
because
does.
we want your community to grow and to be healthy and thrive, and does that with healthy, thriving people.
Yes.
Yeah, my experience is entrepreneurs that are involved in the community just are generally more successful in their business too.
Yeah.
I've just noticed that as the more I talk to people.
Yeah. And it's the nice thing about it is, my hours, I usually am at the office anywhere between 7:30 and 8 o'clock in the morning. And I'm usually headed home somewhere between 6:30 and 7 o'clock at
Mm-hmm,
night.
mm-hmm,
But and not all of that is done with real estate. There's a lot of times when, yes, I am volunteering at one of the boards, or
mm-hmm,
helping the Salvation Army with the different things that they've done. Just volunteering time. And because I don't have any set hours, it's easy to volunteer. And the problem is Brian hasn't learned to say no yet.
mm.
And I wish, probably shouldn't have said that, but
Everybody hear that?
yeah, everybody hear that now. I got more coming.
Uh-huh.
It's But I meet a lot of people that way. I'm involved in the community that way,
Mm-hmm.
and people know, yeah, Jones Heritage is the group that helps out. We try to volunteer, do something every month around the community, whether that's, again, helping with Salvation Army commodities. Christmas time, we help with distributing their toys or putting them out for the kids. Um, we do, we've helped with the Lord's Diner, which from Wichita, that is very good there, but we also have it here in Pittsburgh. Um,
Okay.
and then we just try to volunteer our time, whether it's picking up trash. We'll take a day and go along the Rotary Trail and pick up trash and things like this. We try to be involved with what's going on in Pittsburgh, Kansas, because this is where we make our living,
Mm-hmm.
is helping people buy or sell their. But we also want to give back to the community, and so we volunteer. Our office does a lot of volunteering. We do a little segment every month about what goes on behind the red door. Our door to the front of our office is red.
Okay.
And so
That's
what
cool.
goes on behind the red door, and it tells what we volunteered for, how many houses we've sold or helped families with. And it's worked out really, really well. And it's been a big plus for us to do that. And people take notice of that.
Where can people find that?
That can be found on our website
Okay.
at jonesheritage.net.
Okay. Oh, that's great. I might put that exact page on in the notes for this because I think that'd be fun for people to see. So,
And it's, you know, it's not, it's maybe a minute, minute and a half long,
okay.
but it just lets people know what we've done. What, if anybody's here has done something to get a new designation, whether that's their CRS, whether that's their ABR, which are accredited buyers representative,
Mm-hmm.
you know, if they've done something, if one of our agents has done something, or they've done a milestone of how many years they've been in the business or how many transactions they've done, we try to put it what goes on behind the red door, and
And
it's
that's
been
what
kind of cool.
makes people feel a part of who you are,
Yes.
opening that behind the curtain, if you will, or so.
Yeah.
So you said you get up, you start your day at 7:30. What do you do before you go to the office?
Um, Basically shower, have breakfast,
Oh,
and then I'm off.
I thought maybe you were going to tell me you ran 10 miles or
Oh
something.
no.
Okay.
Running was always a pain. When you screwed
Oh,
up on the basketball court, they made you go run,
okay.
and
So not.
so yeah, not happening.
I go back to your dad, the first story that you told me that he sent you away to learn from other people. I think that was a brilliant move.
It he he thought I would not try to do anything, that I just sit around the office
Yeah.
and wait for him to give me stuff to
Hmm.
do. And he says, you need to go learn from somebody different than me. And actually, it was a very smart move
Sounds like
because
it.
I learned an awful lot. When I went to Topeka, the company I worked for, they did tours every Tuesday. We'd drive around and look at the new listings and check out things. They had office meetings. You know, when
Right.
you think about when I started, in the office was my father, my aunt, who was the first woman salesperson in Pittsburg, Kansas.
Love
She
it.
had done it for I don't know how many years. And I think my father sold for 50 years, and I think my aunt did it for 35. And, we had a couple other folks in the office, but, there were maybe five of us total, and we haven't grown a whole lot. We're up to 10 now,
Hmm.
but it's just we're a nice small company,
Yeah.
but we work well together. Um, I'm the only Jones left right now, and none
Right.
of my kids are going to do this. And so, my father worked till he was 85, showing houses and doing that, and then he said, "No, I really don't want to do that anymore." So, but he still came in for the next 10 years to
All
do his
right.
stocks and
Yeah.
just be out to meet people.
Yeah. And be there too to whatever. So,
Yep.
so
And I'm assuming I'm going to be real close to doing exactly what he's doing because I like doing what I'm doing.
and it allows you to serve on those 10 plus boards that you serve on. I didn't ask you to list all of them, but that is such a giving thing. And I know how time consuming boards are. I'm on one and I feel like can be very time consuming. So, but it's a good relationship because you're so well connected and inspired by your community.
Yes.
It's a great give back to them. So do you have a favorite business book that you have read or read or that you would recommend not a reader?
I'm not a reader. I
Okay.
don't read books. I don't mind reading newspapers, magazine articles, something short that I can see the end real quick.
Okay. I get that. There are a lot of entrepreneurs that are like that.
it's and it's you know it was always amazing when I was in school, and I'm not trying to digress someplace else, but I would ask the teacher, "How do you spell this?" And they say, "Go look it up in the dictionary." And I said, "I know the meaning of it. That's why I want to use the word, but I don't know how to spell it." I think I was dyslexic
Oh, could
and
be.
didn't get it that way. So it was just I needed to do something to um, make me feel good. And reading short articles was always fun because I could see the end
Yeah,
and it was quick and I could read while I was waiting
right.
for something to happen.
Not waste that time. So, I was just going to say results oriented. You need to
Yeah.
see those results. And then that's a
Yes.
great, also really a great asset to have as an entrepreneur. You have to see the end of what you have up here to be successful. I think, in business. So, well, when it's all said and done, you've got this legacy in your firm. And I don't know, it's kind of a hard question to answer, but what would you like for people to say about about Brian Jones? What would you like your legacy to be?
Well, as as most people say, I'm really a pretty cheerful guy. Yes, Brian can be a blankety blank like anybody else at times. We all have those days, and I get that. But most of the time, I'm a pretty happy guy. I'm usually whistling or just having fun. I have a good sense of humor, I think, and but it's the adage of when people meet me, especially little kids or somebody always goes, "Oh, you're tall," and did you play basketball? And the three favorite questions was, how tall are you? Did you play basketball? And how's the weather up there? I have my little I have my little pet answers. Yes, basketball was made school cheap, which was easy. I
Yes.
got a scholarship for that. Um, I'm 6'9". I don't mind saying that. I can see just about anywhere when I'm in a crowd, and people can find me in a crowd, which is nice. And then how's the weather up there? My pet answer was always, it's raining. So, you know, it was just some of those nasty little jokes that Brian
Yeah.
throws out at people. But it was, I enjoy it. Um, it's been good to me to be this size. Like I said, most people know me as the tall guy with the bow tie. My
Yeah.
wife calls me the tall guy.
Yeah, no, you don't have your bow tie on today, and when people do research on you, they'll see that you wear that a lot and in your photograph with it a lot. Yeah,
Yes.
I love that. I love that you own it. You have to own whatever you are and leverage it. And
Yeah.
and so I've seen small people leverage that and large, and so yay for owning it and leveraging it because that's what you've done. You've made it
Yeah.
part of, and you're memorable. So you know,
Yeah. It is amazing how many people remember me because I'm, like I said, 6'9" and wearing a bow tie. They do remember me, and not that I
absolutely.
don't remember them, but sometimes they have to tell me where they live, and I can.
Oh, sure, sure, sure. Well, that's what your connection is that,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
that
I
home.
remember them. Yeah.
So, well, this has been a wonderful interview. And I had fun talking to you before I actually started recording too. How can people find you?
They can find us on our website, which is jonesheritage.net. And our phone number is 620-231-6800. And we're Broadway is the main street in Pittsburg, Kansas, and you can find us on Broadway at 1002 South Broadway. Um, we we have a unique situation here. Our building is quite unique because it used to be an old gas station that we converted over to a very nice office space. Um, it really does function well as a real estate office now, and we've taken out all the pumps and the canopies and everything like that. It looks much better. It looks like
Yeah,
an office building.
it's kind of cool to have a history though like that you're in an old station.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
and and
that whole station industry's changed. They're just on the edge of town anymore, and they're more convenience stores. So,
yes, and
you know,
and because of we were downtown, I can't tell you how many places our office has moved from since I've been with them. We were on Fifth Street, then North Broadway, then North Broadway across the street, then South Broadway. We've moved 5 times since I've been with
wow.
us. And I know where my father was before I started. And so, because I used to clean the office, that's what I got to do in
Oh,
junior high and high school. So, I've been brought up in real estate for a long, long time.
yeah. Well, and it's good that you know that skill, I think,
Yes.
even if you don't have to do it today.
Yes.
Well, thank you for your time today, Brian Jones with Jones Heritage Realtors, and you're located in Pittsburg, Kansas. I'm Coach Lee with Action Coach Business Coaching, and this has been the Business Spotlight. And I appreciate your time, and I'm excited for people to get to know you.
Thank you, Lee. And I've enjoyed this tremendously.
Thank you. Bye bye.